of Independent Research Ethics Society, Ayush Samriddhi International Webinar Series at milestone of 3007th webinar. Thank you. Thank you for your overwhelming continuous support to enable us to achieve this milestone. And today we are starting new series, Advanced Ayush. And fortunately, we have our dear Professor Anand Chaudhary ji is with us. He is very senior scientist of our Rasastra in BHU and holding various positions all over the India. Recently, we met in our ITRA alumni meet. So welcome, Professor Anand Chaudhary ji.
Thank
Welcome
you,
to
sir.
all participants. Welcome to all participants and all YouTube viewers. We have approximately 7,000 subscribers on YouTube, where 80% are senior doctors. So it is matter of satisfaction to us that we have been able to continue this journey up to today. Today's topic is very unique. Recent trends of mercury consumption and measures to assure future availability. This was the focus of every Rastashastri before 15 years also, when it was announced that mercury will be gone from everything and mercury free world will be there by 2020. So we were afraid at that time. But at this scenario of today, we are not very much afraid, as our traditional medicines are definitely excluded out of this law. But we have to solve this puzzle and we have to create alternative resources, and for which Professor Anand Chaudhary ji will guide us today. I welcome all senior scientists of our Rasastra. Welcome. And now welcome Professor Anand Chaudhary ji for his valuable blessings. We have enough time, 2 hours, and 1.5 hours for you and half hour for discussion is sufficient, I hope. So welcome and again.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. The topic on which this advanced Ayush series is going to be inaugurated on this forum of the Dr. Pawan Kumar Sharma ji, who has made the unique records in the field of the YouTube also, and it is the 3007th episode. It's something which is giving the example of your dedication, how you are very much you are willing to show a new case to the field of Ayurveda. Regarding the question of mercury, and as you referred that at Jamnagar, the institute from where you have studied and I have studied, on the 6th, 7th March 2026, the Department of Rasas and the Vasaskalpana Institute of Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, they organized one conference by the name of the Ras Mimansa. Of course, the theme was the quality, safety, and efficacy of the Ayurvedic formulation, specifically the Rasausadhis. And along with that, they organized in the side alumni meet of the products of the Department of Rasashastra. There we discussed the whole 2 days regarding the all issues related to the mercury. And then we came to the resolution that is known as the Jamnagar Declaration, and perhaps, not perhaps, 100% we have received a mail from the organizing committee of the Rasmi Mansa to have signed the Jamnagar Declaration on your agreement on all the issues there. And there you just asked me, I shall not use the word request, but you asked me whether you will repeat the same at my forum when we will starting the advanced Ayush. I said, why not, sir? I am just for the Ayurveda, I'm just for the Rasas, I'm just for the like the Mercury man. Okay, I shall do it. And I said you very clearly, okay, I'm not going to change a single word of my presentation, what I am presenting at Jamnagar, and that I kept. So my from first slide to the last slide, everything is the same. What I tried to deliver before all audience there, and now the worldwide approach of the YouTube today as the later, anytime when anyone will go through this video, they will have the idea what we have discussed there. So let me start with the slide presentation, and I shall go for the first slide, and the first slide itself is showing. The slides are visible to everyone there. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you. Thank you. And my voice is right? It is audible?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Excellent,
sir.
excellent.
बिल्कुल.
Thank you, sir.
Very
Loud and
nice.
clear.
So good. So title given to me was the recent trends of the mercury consumption and the measures to assure its future availability for manufacturing of the Ayurvedic medicines in the Ras Mimamsa at the Jamnagar. Let me clear you that, and of course, in the establishment speech, Professor Pawan Sharma ji, our very revered senior, who served the field of the rasas as well as the industry in a very unique way, and that is appreciable. He said that the what why they were afraid before 15 year and how the condition is at the moment. So the word recent trends of the mercury consumption. What we are doing with the nowadays with the mercury, and how can we assure its availability for the manufacturing of the Ayurvedic medicines. And it's very true that in the 2 days conference of the Rasmi Mansa at ITRA Jamnagar, and before moving forward, I must appreciate the team Jamnagar in the leadership of the director, Professor Tenuja Neshari, and of course the Department of Rasa, Professor Vijay Patgiri, and all other friends there, Professor Prashant, Dr. Dilip, Professor Joman Moda, Professor Raju Thomas, and of course everyone there, right from the Lakshmi and all the research scholars and the PhD scholars. I must congratulate them for a very, very amazing arrangements. Either it was academically or the organizational approach, and this is the unique feature of the Jamnagar. There is no issue which department is organizing conference. Everyone there and everyone provide their best. So I congratulate every unit of the ITRA Jamnagar for this very, very successful academic feast Rasmi Mansa. See, on my slide, there are the two pictures. That is the Ram Mercury, and on the another side, that is the Ras Sindhu. So this journey from Mercury to the Ras Sindhu, I shall try to make it convenient to all viewers of the YouTube who are not very much acquainted with the knowledge or the doctrines of the Rasas first, and then certainly the issues what we are going to address today. So coming to the next slide. Yeah, that the table of contents of my presentation divided into the 5 parts. That is, one is the introduction, in which I shall try to cover the mercury and, of course, the applications of the mercury in the Ayurveda of the last 2000 years. Of course, yes, 2000 years. Innovations, yes, transformation of the mercury to the resource is very interesting. Why Indians successfully did that, and how, what are the reasons of the failures of the Westerns for this transformation of the mercury into the form of a medicine. That's resource is our term, but for them, all the West, I shall use the term medicine. The third is the initiatives. The acceptance as Ayurvedic medicine, what were the initiative done by the all Rasacharyas and at that moment all Ayurvedacharya, and how they started believing on each other, and how this different discipline of the rasas was amalgamated into the mainstream of the Ayurveda. And of course, if there is something amalgamation, then also there is something point of conflict. And that started after some time when colonial rule were in our country. Specifically, I am using the word colonial rule. And then they started opposing the mercurial medicines of the Ayurveda. And that is the intransigence. And why they were opposing, I shall make it clear elaborately in the detail after a few minutes. But they just raised the issue of the quality, safety, and efficacy of our mercurial products. And in that way, they started opposing this very systematically developed discipline of Ayurveda known as the rasas, and finally the rasaushadhis. And the fifth will be the indolescence. What are the difficulties in the nowadays for the availability of the mercury, not only to the availability of the mercury, but all the manufacturing of the mercurial medicines and all its provisions of the storage, disposability, and the many more things. So I am going to concentrate in the next 1 hour, of course, about these five things, starting from the introduction, innovations, initiatives, intransigence, and the indolence. So, next slide. Yes, really, it is very much interesting. Yeah, try to see it. All viewers, now the number is going high per minute. It is visible. Yes, it is encouraging for the everyone related to the IRS. So I thought why this title is allocated to me by the my friends of the at Jamnagar, Rasmi Mansa Organizing Committee, regarding this mercury specifically. So nowadays we ask our every question to validate or the for the information to the artificial intelligence AI or the Chat GPT or the many more these tools. So I ask Grok of the Elon Musk, and the question I put there: okay, what are the contributions of the Professor Anand Chaudhary from Banaras Hindu University regarding applicability or the availability of the mercurial products of the Ayurveda? And when I asked this question to the Grok, within 1.1 second, from 54 resources, Mr. Grok told me that Anand Chaudhary himself, that you did this. And that is the what is there, and you can repeat it, it will be there. Then I realized, yes, I am qualified person to address the issue and to interact with you, and or to invite your 1 hour time, though your time is very precious. Whosoever is listening and whosoever is who was there at Jamnagar in the auditorium, PJ Mehta auditorium, on the 6th March, or even today or after that, okay, why they should listen me, why they should give the 1 hour time, precious time. So my qualification to speak on this issue is that I am a student of the Rasas since 1994, and when this issue was put before us, the question of the mercury, I started working in my capacity of a teacher in reputed educational institutes like the Banaras Hindu University, and of course I did it. So once people say ki when I raise the issues, whatever I raise up to the many issues in the Ayurveda, and the top higher authority of Ayurveda spoken somewhere, yes, at the Jamnagar only back 2 3 years, ki on the letters of the Professor Anand Chaudhary, we prepare files and the decisions are coming out from the Ministry of Files on some certain issues or which I raised. So here is a good publication in the current science. All the PG scholars or the PhD research scholars or the faculty or anyone who is interested in the science of the mercury and the rasa, you just download this paper. Is mercury really toxic? The way forward for its judicious medicinal application based on the therapeutic doctrines of Ayurveda. And current science is the publications on each month on 10th and the 25th. It is published from the Indian National Academy, Bangalore. And they are, yes, really very much supporting to the Indian science, and a publication into the current science regarding Ayurveda is itself appreciable. I'm not appreciating myself, but before me, here, Professor Bhushan Patwardhan, Professor Ramajan Sundaran, Professor B.M. Hegde, and the many more stalwarts published write-ups, review articles, research articles in the current science. And I tried for the same. Yes, I should. I said. After reading Professor Bhushan Patwardhan's series, MS Valyathan, Professor B.M. Hegde, and of course the new one, Professor Ramajaya Sundaran from the AIMS Delhi. This my write-up was with my one co-learner Kapil Dev was just moving around to the editorial office of the current science. They were not agreed to this particular title that the judicious medicinal applications based on the therapeutic doctrines of Ayurveda. They wanted to remove this word therapeutic from the title. And I insisted, no, I shall not going to remove this title, the word therapeutics, because our whole science since last 2000 years, we have developed, all Rasacharyas developed, not we means Anand Chaudhary or the Pawan Sharma ji, not in nowadays people of the 10 year or the 20 25 year. Those people of the 2000 year ago, 580, 1030, 1530, they developed this science and they developed this mercury into the form of a medicine that is we are calling nowadays Rasaushadhi, and I can't abuse them by removing the word the therapeutics. So these therapeutic applications of the mercurial products are our specialty, and so it should be because we are just moving forward on the knowledge given by them. And when they were not ready to get it therapeutics, I shall withdraw my article. I shall not publish here it. And you know, the very core scientist, Professor P. Balram, was the editor of the current science at that time. And after conversation with me, he agreed upon to publish this write-up with the word therapeutic doctrines of Ayurveda. So this is important. And all it is a freely available on the site of the current science, and there is no fee for the downloading this review article. Next, I did when this issue was very much in the sky, in the limelight. I wrote write up into the Times of India, and in the first page anchor story from the Varanasi edition by the Swati Chandra, a good journalist at that time, working in the Times of India at Varanasi. And this is the first page anchor story. Mercury ban may hit Ayurveda, and the next exemptions must be for the Ayurvedic medicine, says BHU expert. And after that, let very, very highly reputed and the visionary of the field, Professor M.S. Baghel, sir, as the director of, at that time, IPGTRA. And in the journal IU, he wrote editorial about the mercury ban. So this was the beginning when we started into the public that what may be the impact of the, if mercury is not available for the production of the Ayurvedic medicines. Before going anything, just I'm putting here a data of the 2020-19. In the Ahmedabad, there was a conference, roundtable conference by the UNDP, United Nations Development Program, and there were the just discussing with the NIRI Nagpur, which is a NIRI is the organization of the CSIR, and they are working on the involvement with the two divisions, and one is the Nagpur and another one is the Delhi, not NIRI of the any other country, but the sort for, I mean, you understand. So there were the six IITs were participating and opposing the and trying to do the mercury free India. Professors of the IIT Chennai, IIT Kanpur, IIT Roorkee, IIT Bombay, they were there. And they were all was saying, no, these mercurial medicines must be out. There should be no exemptions. But I was deputed by the ministry to make them convinced that the way we are preparing the Ayurvedic medicines, they are not what you are understanding of that quality, of that things that it will be toxic. Here is we have a very specific individualized pharmaceutical processes with a very, very highly calibrated temperature range and the applications of the intermediate media, get a particular medicinal product which is free from the toxicity. They demanded paper from my side, and then I put paper published from the many organizations, and specifically when I put a paper to them published from the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and courtesy to the Balendu Prakash regarding the Vangbhas. And then I tried in the round table conferences whole 2 days try to understand our process of the Sodhan, our process of the Maran, our process of the Sanskar, Charan. And then they agreed upon, yes, it is something unique. And by this way, what your final product is, that is entirely different from the other mercurial products used into the medicine, barometer, thermometer, or the plastics industry, or the cosmeceutical industry, or the chemical fertilizers, like that. The data was there that out of 700 ton mercury was used at that time in India. And out of that 700, only 40 ton mercury was used by the Ayurveda industry at that time. 700 ton all over India for the different industrial application, and only 40 ton by the Ayurveda manufacturers. So I do agree with them. Being in Ayurvedic, if Ayurvedic people are not preparing this mercurial medicines as per the classics or the utmost precaution, then certainly it is a poison. Undoubtedly, it will be a poison. In the same as the other forms of the mercury used into the other industry are the poisonous. There must be a mercury-free world, but when the mercury is giving you the life as a medicine, that should not be bad. And for that particular purpose, availability must be ensured. So in that way, I started working, and what I had worked, I'm going to present before you. So for as I said, his general audience, whosoever is watching this video available on the YouTube, on this Ayush Samriddhi panel, for them, it's just I introduced that how mercury was evolved into the form of a medicine. So there was a lot of stories about the mercury mythology, and I'm not going to take your time on this issue, but just phenomenal stories are there. And even nowadays a movie some year back was the Terminator, showing the all cosmeceutical powers of the mercury. Leaving that aside, I'm coming to the second, that is the mercury in Bharat and Aryavart. Yes, it is a good question. The boundaries of the Aryavart and the boundaries of the Bharat and the nowadays boundaries of the India, whether all these boundaries are same or the different. People ask nowadays, In India, there is no mines of the mercury at the moment. How the mercury, how they developed all these things into the 5th century or the 8th century or the 10th century AD. At that time, in the boundaries of the Aryavart, mercury was available in our boundary. Our acharyas procured it, yes, from Afghanistan or any other way. So it was there, no doubt about it. Then they dealt mercury like a substance with their own spiritualism too. I shall use the word spiritualism of the Indian acharyas or the rasacharyas. And of course, their scientific approach. Just today, there was a lecture into the Banaras University, none other than the Professor S.N. Gupta from the Nadiad. And he said, कि Ayurveda science, the allopathy or the any other discipline of the science is science, but the Ayurvedic doctrines are the meta science, as the physics and the metaphysics. The doctrines of the Ayurveda philosophy is meta science. And to understand all that, there is a need of some other kind of the science. Yes, I remember now, just now, Professor R.S. Singh, late Professor R.S. Singh, who made our career and who contributed a lot to the Ayurveda, he used to say us that Ayurveda was written in that time when the India has most developed science, what we are experiencing today, nowadays. So that was the science by which the all Indian knowledge was discovered at that time, but that was not preserved, and due to the many reasons that our Vishwaguru status was declined. But nowadays, again, we are trying to gain that. So this book, Rasendra Mangalam, is giving you the a good picture of all that, okay, how they tried to control the movability, motility of the mercury and try to they convert them into the form of a medicine. And then their experiences with the mercury to convert it into the form of a medicine was not less than 500 years. Yes, here people are working in a lab for 50 years or the 30 years and developing a molecule. And see, why not this world is, globe is understanding to make this mercury into the form of a medicine. Our acharyas took 500 years. Thus, from the period of the Rasendra Mangal to the Rasprakash Sudhakar, when there is the yes, all these things are in the next slide, and I shall take in the detail there only. So the experiences with the mercury was done by the Indian Rasacharya, and nowadays, yes, in the 2026, there are experiments with the mercury. And see here, the Rasindur, there's a good paper, and this paper is talking about the all findings about the Rasindur. Anyone can download and can get it. So in this Rasmi Mansa of the Ayush Samriddhi or the Fitra Jamnagar, I tried to divide it into this 4 units of the classics of the Rasas. The Sendramangal, I just narrated that it was the beginning of to catch the whole characteristics of the mercury to stabilize it and then use it into the form of a medicine. And the first book which is coming to the domain of the Rasacharyas or the Rasas or the Indian knowledge system, I can say in the nowadays language, that the Rasprakash Sudhakar. And in this book, Acharya just provide a chapter of the 100 formulations the first time. And then again, after a gap of the 300, 400 year, we got Rasa Samuchaya, where we got a complete section of the therapeutic applications of the Rasaushadhi. And the nomenclature of the chapters was like that, the Charak Chikitsa Sthan or the Sushrut Chikitsa Sthan. That is the first book. Try to get it. So this whole journey of the Rasendra Mangal to the Rasprakash Sudhakar, and then from Rasprakash Sudhakar to the Rasat Samuchaya, is contributing and indicating how much experiments and experiences carried out by our scholars and how they developed first 100 formulations and then chapters in the Rasa Samuchaya to treat a particular disease with the Ras Aushadhis. And of course, Ras Tarangari needs a special mention. This 20th century book by Sadanand Sarmaji. He turned out all the pages of the last 1500 years, or I can say the 2000 years, all approximately. He converted the whole business science of the rasas, all the metallic preparations, mercurial preparation, mineralic preparation, and even adding to the poisonous plants, Ratna, Sudavar, a lot of things, so many things. And in this Rastarangadi, such a great contribution by the Acharya that applying all the science of that time directly to explain the doctrines of the rasas, he used the all chemistry of that time to explain the things. He Acharya Sadanand Sarmaji just with the different anupan tried to narrate it. I was willing to say he tried to cure the diseases, but I said I don't know how much possible for one bad day to treat such so many patients with the one bhasma, but he narrated, and certainly that was the observational therapeutics, their experiential knowledge that with the single bus, low bus, maxic bus, abrak bus, whatsoever, and by the different anupan of the plant material, churn, rasa, quartz, treated at least 30, 40 diseases. So this whole history from Rasendra Mangal to the Ras Tarangani is eye-opening for all Indians, all Ayurvedists. It is not like that ki Western people or the Western scientists never tried to develop a medicine from the mercury. They tried all with parallel to us. They tried into the second AD, they tried into the fifth AD. The Galen, on the name of which the Galenicals are there, the Paracelsus, the Celsus, everyone, every Western scientist tried to convert this mercury, elemental mercury, into the form of a medicine, but they utterly failed. Yes, they documented their failure. That is the beauty of the science of the West. And even in the India also, the failure statements or the experiments were documented, or in our Sambhasa, or in our Tarkavita, yes, we also documented our. I appreciating that the Westerner people are just documenting their failures. Yes, we also have documented. So they tried to convert. There are a lot of stories. I'm not going to waste your precious time for that. How a queen using the liquid gold to maintain her vigor, youth, and died due to the higher concentration of the gold in the body. Continuously, they were trying for that, and ultimately, they left because they reached only to the application of mercurial chloride, calomel, to treat the syphilis. Further, they moved to the application of some mercurial compounds as a diuretic. We published it, the BMJ, at that time of the Journals of the Medical Science. I have searched out all that in the 1255, in the 1600. They've used this word of this mercurial medicines developed by those chemically, synthetically. And ultimately, I got one book of the American Defense Library, Uses and Abuses of the Mercury, published in the 1820s. It's narrating the whole story. So ultimately, they left applications of the mercury as a medicine. Even they tried that I must say that the United States Pharmacopoeia, they tried to for one injection the name of the McLeod, but ultimately they left due to all side effects, toxic effects, adverse effect, whatever the term one is willing to apply can. But what about us? That was the differential point. Our acharyas were successfully developed the process of the solar sanskar, ashtadash sanskar, ashta sanskar, the different procedures of the Maran, including the that systematic of the Jaran for the Puti law. And that is the point where the Indian knowledge gets superiority. And we develop this whole range of the Rasausadis, right from Swarnabhasm to the Abrakbhasm and then highly to the Makardhwaj or even the Malla Sindhu. Why we are just keeping ourselves to the mercury or the gold or the silver or the lead? Everything was converted into the form of a medicine by our acharyas. That was the point which established our superiority with the rational reality what is quoted into the Rastrangani. Then, yes, when Ayurveda accepted us, and here it is the just so far I kept this also side by side. Yeah. How does it affect Ayurveda? Because one picture is coming here on my screen of the administrator. So how does it affect Ayurveda? And if you see it, then no. Yes, okay, no issue, no issues. Leave it. Yeah. So yes, my co-learners are always a strength for me, and he were in the late night also. This is not late night; it is our usual working time. In the earlier 5 year earlier, we were leaving our department by 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and when I was in the Jamnagar, there was no time when the teachers are coming or when the students are working. See, so good days for to memorize, and we memorize it in the Almani meet. It was very much pleasing, heartening. All the co-learners of my that time nowadays, they himself, herself are professor and the principal, director even. And they took me to the classroom and the laboratory and they compelled me, sir, class lijiye, class. Then it is the meaning of the alumni meet. And yes, with the full my emotions, everyone was sung there. So just I must thank Dr. Ajay Jadhav and Dr. Gayatri. Um, her second name is very critical, said I'm not going to announce. It is simply that is the Dr. Gayatri and the Dr. Namange from Maharashtra. Okay. So they are helping me. So how does it affect Ayurveda? See, these beautiful things, this precious, prestigious point. अल्पमात्रो उपयोगात् रुचेर प्रसंगात् क्षिप्रारोग्यदायित्व औषधवैदिको रसा. That is the point Ayurveda people accepted us. We were differently run our soul for the 1,000 years. Even I can say more than that time, but at least 1,000 years. But that this is the Acharya Chakrapani in the treatise Chakradhar, who broadly amalgamated Rasausadis to the Ayurveda. And nowadays, if you see the Ayurvedic formulary of Pharmacopoeia of India, yes, this is another story. I'm not going to emphasize on that. First was in the 1967, and then there was no further series of the volume one, part one. But after 2000, the scenario was changed, and there was a series of the Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India, and two volumes, volume 7th and the volume 10 is for the all our materia medica used into the rasas. That's good, and I just appreciate the government, specifically the Ministry of Ayush, for bringing these two volumes dedicated for the materia medica of the rasas. And of course, all the first editions, but there is a need of second edition of the even the part one, volume one. So come to the here, the dose and duration. Yes, our dose is really fantastic up to the in comparison of 50 ml and the 12 gram of our, or the 6 gram of our different dosage forms of the herbs. And duration, everything is unique here. And its dosage forms, yes, Kajali, Bhasma, Parpati, Potali, Kupipakwa, Dhruti also, right? So these all dosage forms are different from the Soras to Sandan. Yeah, Sneh, Aule, Lavan, Google Kalpana, all different kinds of the quads, like that. So even our dosage forms are entirely different from the mainstream of the Ayurveda. Our therapeutic range were very high in comparison of those herbal medicines. And what to talk about the potency? That potency compelled our Ayurvedist, original herbalist Ayurvedist, to accommodate Rasa Ausadhis in their practice. And even nowadays, if you see a roaring practitioner of Ayurveda and examine the prescriptions, there is Rasosathis are dominating in his or her prescription. So the development of this 2000 years by the acharyas of the rasas, this is the helping the humanity to maintain the health, and how people are thinking that the mercury may be banned or mercury should not be available for the preparations of the Ayurvedic medicines. Really, it will be disaster if it is not available, right? So, coming to the next, if we say that, see here the three Ds. Yes, I tried to explain it. The dosage forms, Parpati, Kotali, Kupipak, etc. It is very unique. Dose and duration, that is the why not only 30 mg, even we are applying some arsenical preparations up to the 2 mg, 3 mg, generally to the 120 mg. Days to month, yes, if you go to the Rasarangani, it is very much there. And doctrines are our different, in the even the pharmaceutics doctrines and even the therapeutic doctrines. And just you see the pictures, if it is visible to your system, that the doctrines here, I'm talking about the fundamentals of the material science and the engineering. And when I tried to establish, and we tried to establish, why I'm using the word I, many people working in the field of rasas, we are trying to go through the books of the metallurgy, books of the mineralogy, Ratlis, Dana, etc., etc. And yes, I must uh, render my honor to the co-guides of my MD Ayurveda thesis at the Banaras University, Professor Bhanu Prakash or the Professor K.K. Narang from the Department of Metallurgy of the IIT, BHU, and from the Department of Applied Chemistry from the IIT BHU, Indian Institute of Technology. All were there to support us to the fundamentals of the science. So this is the elegance here, if you see, the mercurial medicinal products of the Ayurveda, and then the quality of the medicinal mercurial products of Ayurveda. So if you see here, the safety, the efficacy, quality, everything is up the level of elegance. So far, we are existing even after such a planned, deliberated opposition, deliberated publications by Robert Sapir or anyone else to malign the system of the rasas, but we are existing due to our potency, due to our elegance of the quality, safety, and efficacy. So the innovations, yes, transformation of the mercury to resources, and people are talking about the evidence, evidence, evidence. So everything is evidence. And you see the picture here that is published into the Nature scientific reports, and it is the you can download it, the pharmacological and toxicological insight into the Ayurvedic formulation Rasindur, and it has been published into the 2025, just last year. And the authors, and this is the paper from the Sastra University Tanjore. I think you are seeing it very much on your screen. Note down, get it, download, it is free. And then one can understand what is the rationality and how this mercury has been converted into a form of the medicine, and all the parameters of nowadays toxicity, safety, all this, see the histology and the biochemistry, nothing is crossed up to the from the, up to the level of the toxicity. So this Rasa Sindoor, I mean, I wish to say here the science is approaching and science is validating that our pharmaceutical processes are enough capable to convert this toxic material into the form of a medicine. That's the point only. And this is done with all this. I repeatedly I'm saying it. Identification, yes, the nowadays with the classical description of the any material is very much quoted, and then it's calibration with the geology, the metallurgy, Sodhan. That is the USP of the unique, yes, USP of the Indian knowledge system. Its instrument of the all 18 kinds of the Sodhan, Patan Yantra, Dola Yantra, many more. The processes of the Nirvap, Avap, and the different kinds of the media, not only limited to the Gomutra or the Godugdha, but the different swara squat of a plant for a particular metal. If Kachnar for the Swan, Trifla for the law, right? Many more. For Hartal, Kasmar, Kusmar, many more. Endless. So, in the same way for the Maran, and see their precise, unique applicability of the energy from Tusagni to the Mahaput, in between the Balukayand for the Kupipak, Gajput, Bhasmaput, Lavanaput. This different energy level developed into the 2000 years. And if energy level is different, therapeutic properties is different. Issue will be entirely different. And here the need of hours and hours to address that. But that Maran is the, I mean, Sodhan, Maran, Jana, Sanskar. All these three are the most phenomenon which is giving us the complete phenomenon of the how we can go ahead, right? So this unique thing, what we had developed, that even the I must say Europeans and Americans even could not name it. They can do like that. And that's the reason why we developed all these things with some special units also. Our special units are Amritikaran, Lohitikaran, and many more. Yes, just bow our head to the Rasacharya who developed all these things in such a period and such a specific way in the individuality that they are making this industrial toxic material into the form of an amazing medicine. Come here. See, this has been published, the Sanskar. This paper is from the All India Institute of Ayurveda, and it is about the safety evaluation of the mercury-based Ayurvedic formulation on the brain, cerebellum, liver, kidney in the rats. See it. Download it. This is, yes, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi Department of Pharmacology. Professor Y.K. Gupta, with all experiments proving that Arogyavardhani Bhati is not harmful in its right dose and the duration if it is used properly and then only and prepared in the quality condition. What do you need more? This is the All India Institute of the Medical Sciences, New Delhi, Department of Pharmacology. They are talking about this. And see here now, exploring the safety of the Ayurvedic mercurial precursor Sindoor, a scoping review of the in vitro and the in vitro study, recent one. So, again, I wish to say this is the Sodhan Maran Jaran Sanskar. So, the development, acceptance, propagation, and the prominence. See here the two varieties of the left side and the right side, and different papers are here. In my right side, these publications of the 2024 in the Omega of the 36 pages, yes, 36 pages, and this upper one, they are trying to establish that it is completely toxic. Nothing is more toxic than mercury in this world. These two papers, right? And these two papers in this side, front side, they are establishing that these are the thing. Yes, this is the omega paper, and I highlighted it much more. But finally, they said that this pharmacokinetic profile of mercury changed. Properties are changed. This one, this paper of the omega. Everything is available. If you are talk to the all viewers, if it will be, I shall send all that papers in hard copy to the repository of the Ayush Samriddhi, and you may get from there if there is any difficulty. So this, see here, Indian Academy of Science, the Center of Excellence of the Banaras University. Yes, Professor S.C. Lakhotia is talking about the property of the Rasindu in the neurodegenerative cases. If you see here, the 90 days repeated dose oral toxicity of the Makardhwaj in the winter rat by the CCRS units of the Kolkata. So see here, these two papers are asking that this mercury is very toxic. These two papers are talking that these mercurial compounds prepared as per the Ayurvedic fundamentals are highly good for the immunity. Difference is here is the Ayurvedic preparatory methodology and the prepared compounds. And here in that side, which is toxic, I do agree with both of them. But here also, okay, mercury, vaporized mercury, inorganic mercury, organic mercury, all are toxic. And all these reports are good. They are very much damaging the brain. If it is the vaporized mercury, they are doing anything like poisonous substance if it is the organic mercury. But here, if it is the Rasindur, if it is the Makardhwaj, if it is the Rasparpati, if it is the Raspotali, or it is the any mercurial preparations from Lakshmi Vilas Ras to the Navjivan Ras. Yes, they are the good. They are the saving the human life. And here they are taking the human life. Where is the difference? Difference is in the process. And here the process is Sodhan Maran Janan Sanskar. So the development, acceptance, and the propagation, the prominence of the both sides are going on parallel. Now the UNP, United Nations Program, UNDP, EPA of the USA, you have to sit and see these processes and its effect. Then try to think to ban mercury or to restrict the availability of the mercury. If you are doing this, they are not doing it. I am going to explain it. Then there must be a window for the availability of the mercury to the Ayurvedic manufacturers who are making these medicines for the service of the humanity. So the initiatives are being taken by the Ministry of Ayush. Yes. The third part. See all these 8 volumes published by the CCRS. How many of us are knowing it? I do believe some of us have gone through it and some people are knowing it. But see in your library, you can get it. They are just 400 rupees, 250 rupees, 500 rupees is the cost. And all these after this episode of the JAMA. Ministry took it as a project, and all these volumes were published for the quality safety of the from Swarna Bhasma, Tamra Bhasma, Law Bhasma, and the many more compounds, and not it is the publications of the CCR. See here, ICMR validated publications, yes, from the ICMR, Dr. Vijay Kumar, from the AIMS Professor Skemule, and of course, Dr. D.C. Katuz at that time advisor. And as an Ayurvedist, also, I have been given opportunity to do this good job of the validation. So see here, the pharmacologist of the modern science, AIMS Delhi, then ICMR deputy directors, then one Dr. Flora was there from the Naipur and Ayurvedist. And we put all the data before them, and then they agreed on this, and we just rebutted all the claims. We rebutted all the claims of that fellow of the Boston University, right? So these all academic institutions are working on that line. This is the initiative to prove that Ayurveda resource these are something different from the other applications of the mercury in the fertilizer, chemical, plastic industry, or these barometer, thermometer, or many more. So, what is your opinion about the Rasausadis in the Corona car? Interesting. And this paper, Herbo Mineral Formulations, Rasausadis of Ayurveda, and Amazing Inheritance of the Pharmaceutics. It is also available to the Ancient Science of Life. And this may be a good understanding of the subject. Those who are not BAMS, even those who are willing to know about the procedures of Rasa. This paper is published by, yes, me and my one co-worker Anand Chaudhary and the Neetu Singh. And this is just a good work which I suggest people must read it to get the very much fundamental understanding of the processes of the rasas, the Sudan Marana Jana rasa, all those things. And see, this paper is very much controversial, which is the next slide. And prevalence and the factor associated with the utilization of the Ayurvedic drug during COVID-19, a community-based cross-sectional study. It is just like the paper of the Boston University. Yes, they are just giving some kinds of the data which you get downloaded it and see and read. They are saying that in the Corona call in the Bangalore, 400 above 400 subjects they registered, and this is the Department of the Public Health who did this study. And people are not taking Ayurveda medicine here. If you talk to the Ayurvedic industry, they will say their business was booming at that time. Anything Ayush Kadha or the many more everywhere there, and all the resources of the respiratory disorders are out of market. But this paper, like those papers of the deliberately published papers, they are asking that the people have not used Ayurveda medicine. And interestingly, up to the level of condemn, they are saying, I'm willing that I should write to this author. Yes, I may do it. And I am going I'm going to inform them how biased you are. They are saying that the Christian community followed more herbal drugs because these plants are noted into the Bible. And of course, they are talking about that in future, these plant materials will be used by more with the persons who are following Islamic faith because these plants are noted in Quran. And the city of the study is the Bangalore North. So you can understand how people are making results and publishing in a so-called indexed, reputed journals elsewhere and making a very high claim. And the name of the journal is Clinical Epidemiology and the Global Health. Yes, it raised a question on all these things. This is accepted in the 2022. Really, it is very much disappointing. It is misleading, in fact. It is misleading, in fact. So this we have to rebuttal. So coming to this point, why people are opposing, the people are opposing due to our excellency. People are opposing us due to their jealousness. People are opposing us due to their ignorance of the knowledge or the practice we follow. People are opposing us due to their arrogance. And people are opposing us due to our own weaknesses. Yes, this is most important. Our own weaknesses. We are not having that much confidence to make them understand what we are doing. We are not having that much data to make them understand, see the changes. Yes, nowadays we are doing all that since the last 20, 25 years. All these analysis and all those many things which is required for the quality control, quality assurance, standardization, and the many more things, even up to the level of the toxicity guidelines published by the CCRS or even the OECD, what everything we are doing. But they have to aware about that we are doing. And many people see, yes, in a function, the 11th March, just yesterday. There was a function from the Rashtriya Ayurved Vidyapit, a convocation, 29th convocation, and Director ITBHU was on the dais, and he confessed. I'm using the word confessed, Professor Amit Patra. I appreciate it. He said, before coming to this and before listening to the Vaidya Devan Trigunaji, Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha ji, their addresses, he said, I was not knowing that Ayurveda is having such a great potency. It has having salya. This is the Ayurveda is having such a variety of the medicines, and the 100 gurus are there in the practice. The people are not aware about us, specifically this elite people. Yes, Ghar Ghar Ayurveda is there. And now the situation has been changed in the last 10 years, but it is not enough. When a director IIT is saying that, oh, I was not aware about that surgery specialty is in the Ayurveda, that make question on our education system. And that's the reason why the new education policy is significant for us. So come here. So the misleading medical ad cases and the Supreme Court closes cases almost IU sets without state approval. All these things are going on, and behind everything there is only Baap Bada Na Bhaiya, Sabse Bada Rupaiya. So this is the commercial business, only the capital, the business, the economy, which is making all these things. So, see, once again, then and now, there are Sausadis. Initially, they also opposed. They means Ayurvedist. They accepted us into Chakrapani. The main theme, mainstream. Nowadays also, see, the toxic metals in Ayurveda preparations from a public health-led poisoning cluster investigation. If you see in the US MMR publication, products of some companies are there, people are taking it, anything, and one death is reported like anything. Also, radio show, talk show, television show, one led death poisoning if into the Washington every show. But 1,000 deaths due to the side effects, no show. That is the point where we should make our mind very much clear. Yes, I remember the Robert Sapir paper in the 2008. Many of us in the leadership of Professor M.S. Baghel, we are working there on the issues of the pharmacovigilance. And in the next morning, it was published from Dongri to the Malayali newspapers, all the locals. Dongri means Jammu Kashmir, Malayali means Kerala. And all the national Hindi newspapers, all herbal mineral formulations are toxic. Yes, that is the management. And after 2 days, at that time, Department of Ayush issues a statement through the PIB. Oh, no, it is not like that. No, there was no taken into the Indian media to publish that one column news. But the paper of the Boston University published 3 column, 4 column. All the Indian prominent English newspapers, including Hindi newspapers, and from Dongri to Malayali, I repeat it, from Gujarati to all the Northeast. So this is the question why people are opposing us. That is the commerce then and now. And these studies around the world for the mercury mania, everyone is talking about the mercury is poisonous, and I also talking about that the mercury is poisonous, except that variety of the mercury which is prepared as per the Rasastra and Ayurveda classes, being used as per the doctrines of the Rasastra and the Ayurveda, under the supervision of a qualified Ras Chikitsak. Otherwise, whole mercury is toxic, no doubt about it. So the EPA, USA, Environmental Protection Agency, UNEP, UNDP, many more are talking about that. Not talking about that, they are trying. They are holding one conference annually with the name of the mercury. They are compelling the governments, all the signatories of the Minamata Convention, move it, remove it. They should remove it, except our mercury, which is making the human life appropriate. See the chronology. 2008, 2017, 2020, 2026. This all these things are just Now, just you remember that in India, the signatory on the Minamata Convention is not Ministry of Ayush. It is the Ministry of Environment, Forest, and the Climate Change. And due to this sidelines, the Ministry of Ayush is approaching to the Ministry of Environment. Ministry of Environment is not having first-hand information about the applications of the mercury in Ayush sector. Now, both ministries are collaborating with each other to get something, and for other applications there is a phase out phase is going on, and they must be except us. Yeah. So who are the stakeholders opposing availability of the mercury? Yeah, try to get it. My point is Ayush fraternity itself. Yes, many people are having some fear about the mercurial medicine preparations. They have right to have their own resistance, their own observations. Because if there is any compromise in the making or in the any fault into the dose and duration, these medicines are really toxic. But if all these things are up to standard, these medicines are really magic remedies. This is you, the manufacturer, the physician, and the patient, how much they are following and how they are getting the instructions of Ras Chikitsak, or I can say Ayurvedic physician, in which way that will making the result. So Ayush fraternity is also opposing mercurial preparation. The environmentalists, they have this right to do. The core scientists, of course, elite community, common mass also. And then we have some resolutions for solutions that we are saying, yes, mercury is being out, phase out. Applications into this thermometer, barometer, sphygmomanometer is out nowadays. Another application, dental amalgam. Yes, dental amalgam is now being checked, and the applications into the plastic factory is now being replaced. But the cosmeceutical applications are there. All the skin cream, fairness cream are having mercury. Do you know? We're talking about the Ayurveda products are having this mercury. What about those creams? But there is a rays of hope. And see, this is the data. If the mercury will not be available, how it will be affect the 15% individual practitioners, very roaring practitioners people are doing, right from deep south, Professor Sashi Kumar Nechil to the up, Balendu Prakash in Hyderabad, Ramakrishnan, Ben Surendra Sharma ji, many more. Why to name two or three? And the companies, yes, good companies, they are preparing good drugs. Rupa Petrol Limited, the major manufacturers, then some smaller manufacturers, they will be affected. Factors affecting availability of the mercury, this government, of course. See the transportation, central, state, district, pollution boards, the state pollution boards, the GMP, many more things. And they are right in their approach. I support them. See the market, global, national, local. What is the condition of the LPG nowadays in India due to this Iran, Israel, America war? So market is up down, and see the mercury cost is just not double but double to double. What will be the cost of the resources? And see the cost of the gold. What will happen to our swan kalpa? What will be the cost? Who will consume it? These are the good questions before us, very tough questions before us. And see our preparations method are yes unique, but they are very complicated. Complexity is there. Expertise is expertise is required, and how we can check the emission of vaporized mercury into the environment. This is the question, and the prescription how much we are getting from government hospital, private hospital, independent physician. These factors will affect the how much mercury we need. Yes, and the government is trying to that. Why questions on the quality, safety, efficacy of mercurial medicinal product of Ayurveda? It is for the humanity, maybe. It's political, yes, it may be. There is a vested interest of the company, yes, it may be. There is a conflict of the interest, yes, it may be. There is economical, commercial, business issues, yes, it is maybe. And the capture and market, yes, it's a reality. So this whole phenomenon is working for the mercury, ban of the mercury or the availability of the mercury. And this must be addressed. How? How it is going on? What are the indulgence factors? The lack of the free trade, lack of the appropriate regulations, lack of the confidence on the quality, safety, efficacy of Ayurvedic medicines, lack of the promotive schemes. Government is not so much rational. I'm coming to that after in the next slides. Lacks of supportive attitude by the supreme authority and the stakeholders. What is the real position now? Ban on mercury and the mercurial medicinal product of the Ayurveda. No ban as such on the production of the MMPA, only strict global business rules and the scarcity in the availability. Market cost, production cost, I just didn't say. In nutshell, I can say that there is a tough law of the procurement of the mercury, then storage of the mercury, and then the disposal of the mercury. You have to submit the whole data to the Ministry of Ayush. I mean Ministry of Environment in a form. How much mercury you have used in the last 3 years? What were the form? How you dispensed? What your company did for environmental protection? And the even for its transportation of the raw mercury need NOC from the state pollution boards. So this import and export of the mercury, this paper is just guiding how one manufacturer of the Ayurvedic medicines based on the mercury may get the mercury. And if you see the history, it is the 16th August 2017 when the Minamata Convention signed. Then the before that, justice stakeholders in the September 2014. Then it was again rectified into the June 2028, and then it is enforced from the September 2028, and exemptions were there up to the 2025 for the normal applications. But if a manufacturer is getting mercury through the Ministry of Environment, Forest and the Climate Change, the Joint Secretary to the Government of India, Indian Parliament Bhavan, Jor Bagh Road, Aliganj, New Delhi, and this Form X, this Form A, Form B, you are getting mercury from the signatory of the Minamata Convention, you are getting mercury from the not signatory of the Minamata Convention, how much you are using, all these things are there. And I invite everyone to go through that. And these documents are very easily available to the site of the Ministry of Environment. So anyone who is willing to prepare the mercurial medicines of Ayurveda will get mercury, but cost will be very high. This is our point of concern. So we are working for that. The ministry is working for that. Task force, drug policy section, CCRS, industry. In the Ministry of Environment also, there is a task force. There is a consultation is going on, convincing by the Ministry of Environment nowadays is there, diplomacy is going on. UNDP, EPA, NERI, CSIR, NGO, they are creating narratives. Yes, these mercurial medicines are. See, some good political leaders are also advocating now the mercurial medicines of Ayurveda, which being treated with this and getting the benefits. So because this is the unique, having the potency. So days are not so bad. Mercury will be available, but the cost will be very high. Cost will be very high. That is the point. So the negotiations are going on with within the government of India for the funding of the making a cluster, how much mercury is required for the Indian Ayurveda industry, how it may be disposed, how government may do some, I mean, the word is there, help by the government, loan, not loan, but I'm not getting right now that particular word, subsidy, subsidy. Yeah. So if a manufacturer is making the storage and the utility and the disposal facilities of the mercury, then how much subsidy will be the by government, and how rational it will be, and how the government will support. So these all Ayurvedic stakeholders, production unit, and the physicians, led by the community of Rasauth, or anyone who is having a stake, that can be done. The way forward for the business and the availability of the mercury is the government support, yes, of course, and the storage and the disposal guidelines, scientific validation, and the acceptance by the elites in the mass. So Jamnagar declaration is very much in the pipeline. 2 days people discuss there. Nowadays we are signing it. And see, this question is in the parliament. And this is about the heavy metal toxicity in Ayurvedic medicine of the 30th July 2024. And here, all good work of the CCRS, all good works of the ITRA Jamnagar, and the name here it is the Department of the Rasas, the Message Kalpana, All India Institute of Ayurveda, and many more things are there. And I congratulate ITRA people that in this parliamentary answer, Ministry of Ayush says, quoting the name of the Department of Rasat in the Message Kalpana, how they are working to prove that if a medicine is prepared properly from the metallic and the mineralic mercurial origin of the Ayurveda, it is going to support the system in a very good way. So India moves towards a mercury-free healthcare sector. It is for those people. This is the WHO. See, this is the WHO. And that is for those kind of the mercury, not that mercury which is after coming to us by the Sodhan Maran Jarana Sanskar. I mean to all the Rasausadis, and if the mercury specifically, then the Sanskar. Right? And the Parat Sodhan is also there. So this is the point where we have to convince the every person who is talking the mercury free Ayurveda. I mean not mercury free world. Mercury free Ayurveda is not possible. So mercury free world is possible, giving exemption to this application because these mercurial products are helping the humanity. So the conclusion, the production of the mercurial medicinal product of Ayurveda may not sustain till government will not support the same through the rational regulations. And this is the thanks. It was thanks to the Rasmi Mansa, but now thanks to the Ayush Samriddhi, to the Dr. Pawan Kumar Sarmaji, who is ideal in this way, how much he is serving to the Ayurveda, the Rasas, and he has initiated a new series today that is the Advanced Ayurveda. And now I am open for your questions. If you have any questions, kindly raise those questions.
Hari Om, excellent, Doctor, excellent. No
Thank you,
doubt
sir.
you have covered each and every aspect of that. Excellent. With your kind
सर
permission,
एक
please keep your mics mute.
सर एक क्वेश्चन था
हाँ बेटे,
हाँ जरूर
मेरा पूरा हो जाए नेहा जी तो मैं निश्चित एक बार मेरा पूरा हो जाने दे बेटा। 5 मिनट है। मैं भी इसी चिंता में पड़ा हुआ हूँ कि अपने को कैसे मिलेगा वो। It is my 121 slide compilation, raw compilation, controversy, adulteration, and anything. In this first point, I have covered this mercury. Anandji,
sir.
coal-fired thermal powers means how we can get to recycle it. Only 5 minutes I would like to take. Then we will invite question and answer. So before 10 years, 20 years, it was 73% means in tons. WHO has prevented, you have rightly highlighted. Mercury use everywhere prevented. Now detail on mercury emissions. So total anthropogenic emissions is India is the second largest mercury emitter globally after China. चाइना हमारा बड़ा भाई है और हम छोटे भाई हैं। 144.7 ton per year in 2019. It was the emission quantity of mercury in India. And 186.5 years, other study indicates it, 186.5 per year, ton per year from thermal power plants. So thermal power plants, if we focus, so many methods are there, collection, disposable methods, means we can collect that, and for collection also companies are there who are continuously transporting mercury. Those are also there. We can have MOU on that. So mercury free India, तो हम लोगों ने सुन ली. These are all equipments used in mercury purification, mercury elimination, and Dr. Anand will also elaborate it. I am requesting Dr. Anand to give this project to any PhD candidate. Just see how many estimated 186 per ton mercury emission data, 2019 estimate. Total mercury emission 24 means 186.5. If we consider this only, our requirement is approximately 40 to 60 ton per year for Rasastra. So everybody can negotiate it. So various data, chart, processes I have compiled for that. But how it can be materialized as a startup, this please guide me. We can have a startup, or that startup will do it free of cost by government funding. If it is there, the golden period will that. Anandji,
Yes, नेहा जी का क्वेश्चन आने दीजिए.
Nehaji.
Yes, I appreciate all these things are possible, and there is a need of will only. जहाँ चाह वहाँ रहा, और गवर्नमेंट तो सपोर्ट करने को तैयार है. अगर आयुर्वेद बचाना है तो गवर्नमेंट को सपोर्ट करना होगा.
Very right, very right. Dr. Neha,
Yes, sir. Sir, if the Siddhi Lakshan of Bhasma appear, can we be 100% sure that the Bhasma has been prepared properly and it will not produce any side effect in the body?
This question itself, showing the lack of your confidence on Ayurveda classics. Yeah. So
But sir,
if the Siddhi,
sometimes
let me complete. Let me
okay.
complete. This question is something which needs a very much good analysis. In which mindset you are asking this question? I'm just requesting you to why you have started doubting on the Siddhi Lakshanas. Because
Because
the
sometimes
all Siddhi Lakshanas given for the Bhasma Pariksha are so scientific that we have published so many papers, and we have published so many we have addressed so many fundamental issues on this chemical characteristics of the Siddhi Lakshana, or the physical things there, and even the biological three category, Avarita, Apunarbhav, Anjan Sadrish, Nirutha, and many more, Awami. All these things are making that particular Bhasma in a very right, appropriate conditions if Siddhi Lakshans are there, including the color of the Bhasmas. And if the passing of the Siddhi Lakshan are assurance of the good quality production of the Bhasmas. So where is the doubt, Neha?
sometimes different company produce different bhasma according to their
Yeah.
so then sometimes it happens that some companies bhasmas got deselected, that they are not performing good effect in the body. So in this case, all those bhasma have prepared with siddhi lakshan, because सारे में सिद्धि लक्षण तो आए होंगे. तो
No,
फिर
no. Here we are, here, yes, well, initially I was doubting your mindset because I have a firm faith on the Bhasma Pariksha, right? And we have shown it. But here, in the next, your next sentence, I'm fully agree with you, because the different companies are producing different kinds of the Bhasma, and it is not like that. Every company is very much honest for the completion of the Siddhi Lakshana of the Bhasma Pariksha. This is the major question in our community. I said in my our interactions to you all also, if any compromise, then certainly we are producing poison, not the bhasma or the medicine. And I'm sorry to say it, and I'm very much feeling ashamed to put it on record. Here we are very much compromised. Very few companies, not in even the double digit in the number, who are honest to their manufacturing processes. Many people are there only to have the business.
Sir, can you give name of some companies that we can
No, I
trust
will
that?
not that I will not do that,
This is
madam.
public platform, bete. We can't promote any company.
I will not do that,
And this is
madam.
not a question related with the mercury actually. So I would like to
No, no,
request
no, 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 no,
participants.
no. She has every right to ask the question, but you may write a mail to me and I shall give you answer. Not on this public forum. Don't do something that company is keeping me into the high court, right?
Sir, this is also mercury related, sir. Because of mercury is also
Yeah,
using in Loha Bhasma preparation.
yeah, yeah. This question is relevant. This question is relevant.
If any
Okay, sir.
participant would like to ask any question related to today's topic, I
Yes,
invite
sir.
Pawan
Namaste.
ji. Boliye.
Namaste, sir.
Namaskar.
Namaste.
Sir, how many Rasasadik can be used at a time?
See, you have to calculate the total dose,
Yes, sir. Per
right?
day, how much, sir?
Yeah. I'm coming to the point.
Okay, sir.
You have to suppose the total dose of the Swarna bus is 125 mg for the whole day. One rati, it is highest. I mean to the low bus, that is the आपका 250 mg, or any other sunk bus in the grams. We have to calculate the whole dose which is permissible to the human body. If you are asking that how much and how many days, the
Yes, sir.
answer is up to the tolerability of the body, and individual doses of a bhasma. It is depending on the experience of the Ayurvedic physician. But if compounds of the compounds, one way, Vat Gajankus Ras, Arogavardhani Ras, and then again writing somewhere the Samir Pannag also. This is the wisdom of the physician, how much and how he is controlling the rationality of the total dose. My point and my submission as a student of Rasas, a physician have to take the care that the maximum input or the therapeutic dose should not be crossed, and the duration is as per the ingredient. If it is the arsenical proportion, it is less. If it is even the mercurial, it may go to the month. And if it is the swarna bhasma or the sank bhasma, it may go to the 6 months. So this is totally depending on the individual product and the individual patient and the wisdom of the individual physician. There is no universal rule for that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Next question, sir. Yeah, not related to mercury. It is
Yeah.
related to the yeah, magnetic property of the law Bhasma in law Bhasma. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Many of law Bhasma preparation were attached to the magnet.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It should not be.
Yes, sir.
It should not be.
मैग्नेटिक प्रॉपर्टी नहीं होनी चाहिए ना सर?
No, it should not be.
लेकिन जो टेबलेट फॉर्म में है वो टेबलेट के टेबलेट पूरे मैग्नेट से लग जाते हैं और जो पाउडर फॉर्म में है उसमें से पार्शियली आ जाता है.
It should not be. ये नहीं होना चाहिए.
यस सर. थैंक यू सर.
Welcome. अगर
Any
वहां
other
पर वो
question?
अगर अगर अगर
सर
डॉक्टर
नमस्ते
डॉक्टर
सर.
बोला अगर वहां
जी
पर
सर.
मैग्नेट में आ रहा है तो इसका
जी.
मतलब कि वहां फ्री आयरन है,
यस सर. यस सर.
और फ्री आयरन नहीं होना चाहिए, कंपाउंड होना चाहिए.
जी 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 जी
तो
जी
वहां मैन्युफैक्चरर ने बेईमानी की है अपने मरीजों के साथ
जी.
और फिजिशियन के साथ भी.
जो टेबलेट फॉर्म में है वो टेबलेट के टेबलेट पूरे मैग्नेट से चिपक जाते हैं सर.
This is wrong. This is wrong. Means that is the presence of there is elemental iron. And
Yes.
in Ayurveda, any bhasm is not in the elemental form, including the gold.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Upendra Jhala ji, I would like to invite Mr. Upen Jhala.
नमस्ते सर, नमस्ते गुरुजी।
Hari Om.
नमस्ते नमस्ते। आज तो नडियाड़ी छाया हुआ था बीएचयू में भाई।
सर हमारे गुरुजी जहाँ रहते हैं सब छाए रहते हैं ना।
जी
सर अभी ये आप ये जो आयरन के बारे में बता रहे थे, मैं उनके साथ ही मैं मेरा भी यही क्वेरी है कि आजकल जो भी भस्मास मिल रही है और ज्यादातर फार्मेसी इंडस्ट्रीज ऐसे प्रीपेड भस्मा का सोर्स बहुत ज्यादा पता नहीं, लेकिन यही लोग अनएथिकली और क्लासिकली प्रिपेयर नहीं होती, वो मार्केट में ज्यादातर अभी यूज हो रही है।
हाँ, इसको मानना पड़ेगा हम लोगों को, और यही हम लोगों के लिए सबसे बड़ी समस्या है।
यस सर, बहुत कम रेट में मिलती दवाइयाँ ये भस्मास।
लेकिन
तो
मारने का रेट उनका बहुत ज्यादा होगा।
यस सर,
ह्यूमन हेल्थ, उनका एप्लीकेशन के बाद जो मरने वाला रेट होगा वो बहुत ज्यादा होगा।
हाँ,
ठीक है ना?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर, वो चल रहा है।
और उसी से हमारी बदनामी होती है।
यस सर। सर एक जो भारत के बारे में भी जो चर्चा चल रही है, तो आपने कंक्लूजन में बताया कि गवर्नमेंट रेगुलेशंस सपोर्ट करना चाहिए।
जी
मुझे लग रहा है कि गवर्नमेंट में कहीं ना कहीं डायरेक्टली इनडायरेक्टली कहीं हम लोग ही है, तो हम उसमें कुछ कर सकते कि नहीं।
देखिए, आपने अभी एक बहुत भारी बात कही कि गवर्नमेंट में डायरेक्टली इनडायरेक्टली हम लोग हैं, तो हम नहीं कहते हैं कि आप ही लोग हैं और आप लोग
अच्छा।
करिए। क्यों?
तो
डॉक्टर पवन शर्मा जी, गवर्नमेंट में तो यही लोग हैं।
हाँ, ठीक बोले, ठीक
राजी है
बोले।
गवर्नमेंट में। ठीक है।
अरे सर, तो मीन्स कहने का मतलब
मोटा
यही
भाई
सर
सब वही वही गवर्नमेंट है, प्रधानमंत्री से लेकर के सचिव तक, है ना? तो गवर्नमेंट तो आप ही लोग हैं, हम लोग नहीं, गवर्नमेंट आप लोग हैं। तो
नहीं नहीं
आप लोग इसके लिए कुछ करिए। ठीक है।
नहीं सर, नहीं सर, ये तो बात तो सही है, लेकिन एक कंसर्न की बात तो है ही ना सर, क्योंकि अगर
कंसर्न
भारत
है,
में
बिल्कुल
रहेगा
कंसर्न
तो
है।
रास्ता छोटा
और
है।
अभी अभी कल ही सेक्रेटरी साहब बनारस में थे और ये बात उठी,
हाँ
और
सर।
मुझे अच्छा अवसर मिला कि उनके साथ उन्होंने उन्होंने मुझे अवसर दिया कि मैं कुछ उनसे अपनी बातें रख सकूं। तो
हम्म।
उन्होंने मरकरी के ऊपर और इसके ऊपर अपनी चिंता व्यक्त की, और उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं, इसके उपाय हो रहे हैं।
अच्छा सर।
ये बहुत एक अच्छी सूचना मैं इस फोरम से आप सभी लोगों को देना चाह रहा हूँ, आयुष
हाँ सर।
समृद्धि के फोरम से, कि
हम्म।
हमारे बड़े यशस्वी और बहुत कर्मठ सचिव महोदय वैद्य राजेश कोटेचा जी ने मैंने उनको बताया कि सर, हम लोग आपकी प्रतीक्षा कर रहे थे 6-7 मार्च को जामनगर में,
हम्म।
आप उद्घाटन करने के लिए आने वाले थे रश्मि मानसा के।
हम्म।
तो इसी संदर्भ में उनसे बातचीत आगे बढ़ी, तो उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं, आप लोगों को बहुत चिंतित होने की आवश्यकता नहीं है, हम
हम्म।
पार्लियामेंट के चलते नहीं आ पाए, लेकिन
हम्म।
आयुष मंत्रालय, पर्यावरण मंत्रालय के साथ मिल करके और इस पर एक
हम्म।
अच्छी भूमिका और अच्छी योजना तैयार कर रहा है। ये मैं आपके इस मंच के माध्यम से, डॉक्टर पवन शर्मा जी के माध्यम से आश्वस्त करना चाहूंगा सभी को कि हमारे सचिव महोदय इस पूरे के प्रति बहुत ही सचेत हैं और इस पर वो कार्रवाई चल रही है।
ओके सर, वेरी गुड।
नमस्ते सर।
थैंक यू सर, पवन जी,
थैंक यू, थैंक
चौधरी
यू।
साहब, थैंक यू।
Yeah,
नमस्ते सर।
welcome.
सर,
नमस्ते।
सर, am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible, Dr. Rudrama.
Sir, happy to see you, sir, first.
I
And
am. I am also very much feeling delighted to hear your voice from Belagavi.
yes, sir, yes, sir. So really, it is a very wonderful brainstorming session, sir. Yes. After
Thank you, thank
long
you.
period, I'm hearing your all discussions and with same spirit, sir.
Oh, thank
Same
you.
enthusiasm and same spirit, sir.
You know, I am now
So,
60-year-old.
Sir,
And
but
when you were doing research at the
रसायन
Banaras
yes,
Hindu
रसायन से
University, at that time I was only 35-year old.
sir, but you are looking with same spirit and same enthusiasm and the same that facial expression, sir. Nothing has been changed, sir.
But less than Dr.
Mm.
Pawan Sharma.
Sir, in my practice, actually, I was observing something, sir. What I want to
Yeah,
discuss with this platform, sir.
yeah.
Some companies are adding, mixing all like Arogyavardhini, Rasasindura, all these combinations, sir. Actually,
Yeah,
I'm saying I'm not happy with those combinations,
certainly we are
and
not also.
they're highlighting about the good results. So many in different combinations also mercury is there, kajali is there, and because arogyavardhini rasasindura like that they're adding some other curly rasayanas adding, and they are giving some bhavana, and they are highlighting their best like that. Sir, what is your personal opinion about this combination, sir?
Certainly, I said in between when you are narrating that, okay, I'm dead against all these combinations of the combinations. And see, the earlier Dr. Bhola raised the same question, okay, how much Rasausadhis may be given at one's time and what should be the dose? Your question is just complementing the question of Dr. Bhola. Perhaps if he is here, he may be listening all that. So this is certainly a wrong practice, and it is
Sir,
crossing the dose limit. What has been fixed
actually, I'm not that much
for the
happy about those
Rasausadhis, the combinations of
combinations.
the combinations.
Oh, sir.
Yeah,
Uh,
it is making
but
a something which must be banned by. See, a day will come when the as the in the allopathy
yes,
FDC
yes, sir.
yearly we are getting that this FDC of the allopathic molecules will not be available in the market and will come for combinations. We see it like that.
Sir, actually, my network is little bit problematic, sir. Little bit interior.
But see, what is the
Yes, sir.
case? But what is the
Yes, sir.
case? It is not the company only, and it
Yes,
is a
sir.
very hard truth.
Yes, sir.
Some Ayurvedic physician, if they start writing their prescription, they have 20 medicine on their one
Yes,
prescription
sir.
on for the pudia for one patient.
Yes, sir.
And from that point, the companies have taken lead. So we have to आत्मनिरीक्षण भी हमें करना होगा, इंट्रोस्पेक्ट भी करना पड़ेगा. तो ये जो क्वेश्चन है कि डोज हमारी कितनी हाई हो जाती है जब हम कई रसौषधियां लेते हैं, बहुत
Yes, sir.
वैलिड
Yes,
क्वेश्चन.
sir. That is true, sir. True, sir. Actually, this was also there in my mind because everything they are adding, then same repeated kajali, repeated ingredients like loha basma, repeated tamra basma. They are
Yeah.
adding multiple times
Yes,
and
in
they
the
are
combination
copying.
of the combination, it is going high, and then certainly it will be harmful.
Yes, sir. That was always there, sir. Sir, whenever I was reading in toxicology book, sir, I was very
Yeah.
happy with one sentence, sir. That is regarding mercury. They are writing HGS in
Yeah.
all the compounds of mercury, organic,
Yeah.
inorganic. HGS
Mm.
is least toxic compound of mercury. So whenever I
Yes.
used to read this, I'll remember why Acharya said that Kajali only for all
Yeah.
other for the preparation of rasaushadhis.
Sure.
Means they know the least toxicity of that mercury in that form. Maybe, sir. Wonderfully, they are written.
Of
Thank you,
course.
sir.
Of
Thank you
course.
very much,
So
sir.
far they went ahead with all these preparations of the sulfide only.
Yes, yes,
They have
sir.
used very less Raspus per the Raskarpur, for which
Yes,
the Western people try to get everything with the Raspus per the Raskarpur, the calomel, or
yes,
even
sir.
the oxide form, and they
Yes, ji,
utterly
sir.
failed. But we moved with the sulfide form and we got
Yes,
success.
ji, sir, ji, sir. The same thing mentioned in toxicology, sir.
Yeah, it is
It is
very much
very
true.
happy to see, sir, that references.
Thank you. Convey my regards to your all family members.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Namaste, sir.
Stay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, one more question.
Yes, I
Actually,
am
जब
happy
हम
to take
market
many
से
more questions.
जब हम मार्केट से भस्म खरीद के लाते हैं तो उसका हम खुद से भस्म परीक्षा टेस्ट करके हम पता कर सकते हैं कि वो भस्म अच्छे से बना है या नहीं। लेकिन अगर वो भस्म यूज हो रहा है एक टैबलेट बनाने में, तो उस टाइम पे तो हम उस भस्म का परीक्षा नहीं कर पा रहे हैं कि वो भस्म जो है वो अच्छे से बना था या नहीं बना था। तो उस टैबलेट को हम कैसे टेस्ट कर सकते हैं कि वो टैबलेट अच्छा होगा या काम करेगा या नहीं?
हम उसमें ये कर सकते हैं डॉक्टर नेहा कि आपकी बात बिल्कुल सही है कि उसकी हम डायरेक्ट भस्म परीक्षा नहीं कर सकते हैं क्योंकि वो टैबलेट बन गई है। तो उसके लिए हमको सॉफिस्टिकेटेड एनालिटिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स में जाना पड़ेगा। उसका जो कंपाउंड्स हैं, कौन कौन से कंपाउंड हैं, वो देखना पड़ेगा कि जो परमिसिबल है सल्फाइड फॉर्म वही है या कोई ऑक्साइड तो नहीं बन गया है। ये एक टिपिकल कंडीशन हो रही है और इसके लिए टिपिकल आंसर, इसके लिए मोस्ट सुटेबल आंसर यही है कि उसमें फिर आपको आपकी भस्म परीक्षा से कुछ नहीं पता चलेगा, आपको फिर उसमें सोफिस्टिकेटेड इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन में एनालिसिस से ही पता चलेगा कि विच फॉर्म में वो है।
तो जो हमारा जो मॉडर्न इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स है, क्या वो डिटेक्ट कर सकते हैं इस चीज को?
हाँ, करते हैं वो कंपाउंड फॉर्म बता देते हैं आपका,
जी।
आयरन का, गोल्ड का, सिल्वर का, लेड का। और आपको पता है कि वो इंडिविजुअल भस्म किस कंपाउंड फॉर्म में मेडिसिन है और किस कंपाउंड फॉर्म में पॉइजन है।
जी।
मोस्टली सल्फाइड फॉर्म है जिनको कि हम लोग यूज करते हैं। सुधा वर्ग में मोस्टली कार्बोनेट फॉर्म है जिसको कि हम लोग यूज करते हैं। उससे अलग कोई फॉर्म है तो वो टॉक्सिक है।
थैंक यू सर।
ताम्र भस्म अगर सल्फाइड है, रजत भस्म अगर सल्फाइड है तो काली दिखेगी, नहीं तो दूसरा दूसरा रूप दिखेगा।
सर ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है ना कि अगर वो सल्फाइड नहीं भी होगा, मतलब कलर देख के तो हम नहीं पता कर पाएंगे नहीं उसमें सल्फाइड ही है
नहीं,
या ऐसा?
बिल्कुल नहीं। अगर इंडिविजुअल भस्म है कहीं मिक्स नहीं हुए तो आप कलर से बहुत कुछ पता कर सकते हैं। आप हाई स्कूल की ग्रामेट्रिक एनालिसिस याद करिए।
यस सर।
आपने +2 में पढ़ा होगा, 10th में।
यस सर।
प्राइमरी रिपोर्ट तो कलर से ही पता चल जाती है।
समटाइम्स तो कलर एडेड भी कर सकते हैं ना
अरे
एक्स्ट्रा?
उसके बाद तो समटाइम्स तो हम पता नहीं क्या क्या कर सकते हैं। अगर हम बेईमानी पा जाएं तो हम बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं। ठीक है ना। तो आपके हिसाब से देखिए, हमको अगर भस्म परीक्षा में जाना है तो हमारा कंपाउंड ओरिजिनली होगा तभी जा सकते हैं। अगर वो कई हैंड में ट्रांसफर हो गया है तो जितनी शंकाएं आप व्यक्त कर रही हैं वो सभी हो सकती हैं। अभ्रक भस्म में तो ईंटे का चूर्ण मिला करके बेचते हैं, तो आप क्या कहोगे? हाँ? मोती भस्म के नाम पर उसमें जब शंख भस्म मिला के बेचते हैं तो आप क्या कहोगे? तो इन शंकाओं का समाधान कहाँ है? इन शंकाओं का समाधान हमारी अपनी मर्यादा में है, हमारी अपनी इंटीग्रिटी में है। कि हम पैसा कमाने निकले हैं कि हम जान लेने चल रहे हैं लोगों की। हम क्या करने निकले हैं? हमारी आयुर्वेदिक कंपनी क्या करने, हमारी आयुर्वेदिक कंपनी का उद्देश्य क्या है? ठीक है। कुल मिलाकर के हमें ही अलर्ट रहना है। आपको जो फिजिशियंस हैं, आपको ही ड्रग सिलेक्शन रखना है। आपको ही अच्छी कंपनी की दवा लिखनी है। आपको ही इंश्योर करना है कि जो आपके यहाँ आ रहा है उसके लालच में आप ना आइए कि हम आपको इतना कमीशन देंगे, आप हमारी दवा लिखिए। दोस्त तो हमारा भी है। फिजिशियन लोग क्यों लिखते हैं ऐसी कंपनियों की दवा? क्यों प्रमोट करते हैं?
समटाइम्स तो शायद फिजिशियंस को ही पता नहीं होता होगा कि उसमें जो प्रोडक्ट उन्हें
जिस
दिया
पर
जा रहा
जिस
है।
पर जिस पर जितना ज्यादा कमीशन मिल रहा है वो दवा उतनी ही खराब है।
अच्छा।
मोटा रूल समझ लो।
सर।
मार्जिन
मुझे
और
कोर्ट
बल्क।
में मुझे कोर्ट में ले जाके खड़ा करोगी ही, मानोगी नहीं तो। ठीक है।
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है सर।
हाँ, प्लीज बताइए।
सर अभी
जुड़
आप
गए।
बोल रहे हैं रसोई लोगों को इंडस्ट्री में या तो रसोई बनाने में आना चाहिए, लेकिन जहाँ फार्मेसी में बी फार्मा रखते हैं और इन लोगों का एडवाइस से ही आयुर्वेदिक मेडिसिन बनते हैं। अभी जो बोला है ये कॉमन मेडिसिन को मिला करके, जैसे मृत्युंजय रस, संजीवनी बटी और कोई दूसरा दवा मिला करके कुछ नाम दे करके अभी बड़ा वाला कंपनी मार्केट में फीवर एंटी फीवर बोल करके या तो एंटीपायरेटिक बोल करके बेच रहे हैं। तो इन लोगों का ऊपर जो एलिगेशन या तो ये लाइसेंसिंग, इसके लिए देखने के लिए तो कम से कम कोई रसौषधि लोगों का तो रहना पड़ेगा, रसो शास्त्री को तो रखना पड़ेगा। लाइसेंसिंग भी दे रहा है कोई एनाटॉमी लोगों को, फिजियोलॉजी को लॉजी लोगों को, या तो कोई बी फार्मा एम फार्मा को। तो आप कैसे आयुर्वेदिक का जो फॉर्मुलेशन है या तो रसौषधि है या तो मार्क्यूरल फॉर्मुलेशन है, इसमें कैसे आप कर पाएगा हैंडलिंग?
डॉक्टर साहब, इस प्रश्न का उत्तर ये है कि सारी दोष व्यवस्था का है, और उस व्यवस्था को करने वाले हम आयुर्वेद के ही लोग हैं। हमारा जो निदेशक है उस राज्य का, या हमारा जो भी है, सब आयुर्वेद का लोग है। वही ड्रग इंस्पेक्टर का चयन करता है राज्य सरकार में कि हाँ वो किसको बनाएगा डीआई, वो किसको बनाएगा लाइसेंसिंग अथॉरिटी। और इसमें दोष व्यवस्था का है, हमारी अपनी ईमानदारी का है। बात बिल्कुल सही है कि इसमें रसशास्त्र वालों को रहना चाहिए, लेकिन बहुत कम स्टेट हैं जिसमें कि रसशास्त्र वालों को चार्ज दिया गया है। तो बहुत सारी इसमें बातें हैं, तकलीफ देह हैं। धीरे धीरे सुधार हो रहा है। हमारे पास तो ये भी डाटा है कि आयुर्वेदिक ड्रग इंस्पेक्टर्स की पोस्ट पे अभी भी मैक्सिमम संख्या में मॉडर्न साइंस के लोग ड्रग इंस्पेक्टर्स अपॉइंटेड हैं। तो वो समय जब आएगा, लोग धीरे धीरे रिटायर हो रहे हैं, ड्रग एंड कॉस्मेटिक रूल में अब चेंज हुआ है, जहाँ बी फार्मा आयुर्वेद डाला गया है। हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि उसमें एमडी आयुर्वेद रसायन भेषज का अपना द्रव्य गुण आ जाए, लेकिन अभी नहीं आया है। तो दिल्ली दूर है अभी, और अभी ऐसे ही चिंता व्यक्त करनी पड़ेगी आप जैसे लोगों को कि हाँ, ये जो जिस विधा का है वही उस विधा का काम करे। जो जो जिस विषय का विशेषज्ञ है वही उस विषय में अपनी पारंगतता दिखाए। ये तो आवश्यकता है, लेकिन अभी अभी ये है कि यहाँ ऐसे इतने सारे फैक्टर हैं कि जिसने ड्रग एंड कॉस्मेटिक एक्ट का पहला पृष्ठ भी नहीं देखा है, वो ड्रग इंस्पेक्टर ही बनना चाहता है। क्यों बनना चाहता है ये आपको पता ही होगा।
बिल्कुल सही सर, बहुत बढ़िया बात।
देखिए, हम तो ऐसे ही बोलते हैं, इसीलिए हम बहुत कुख्यात हैं। क्योंकि सच्चाई यही है। आपने कहा ना कि शरीर रचना वाला क्या करेगा वहां पर, लेकिन शरीर रचना वाला तो बनेगा, क्योंकि वो प्रिय है निदेशक का। रसशास्त्र वाला टफ बोलता है उसको बाहर करो, ठीक है ना।
सही सर, बिल्कुल सही, वही बात है। हर जगह में कम से कम कुछ अलग हो सकता है, एक दो
तो
स्टेट,
शरीर रचना
लेकिन
को ही
ज्यादा
ब्लेम
नहीं।
किया जाए, अरे किसी भी विषय का कोई भी व्यक्ति डीआई बन जा रहा है।
बिल्कुल।
बस नजदीकी चाहिए। और क्यों
बस।
निदेशक महोदय की, मंत्री महोदय से नजदीकी चाहिए।
जी।
ठीक है ना। पॉलिटिकल
सही
लीडरशिप
बात।
से नजदीकी चाहिए, मंत्री जी से नजदीकी चाहिए, आप अपॉइंट हो जाएंगे। मैं इतना इसलिए
बिल्कुल
बोल
सही।
ले रहा हूँ कि यूनिवर्सिटी का टीचर हूँ। यूनिवर्सिटी के टीचर को इतनी कानूनी रूप से रक्षा मिली हुई है कि वो सरकार की आलोचना कर सकता है। कोई स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का एम्प्लॉय नहीं बोल सकता ऐसे। सस्पेंशन लेटर मिल
बिल,
जाएगा उसको।
बिल्कुल सही,
ठीक है ना।
बिल्कुल सही, एकदम
हाँ,
सही बात सर।
हाँ।
नमस्ते।
नमस्ते नमस्ते। अरे वाह, क्या बात है। गुवाहाटी
मैं
नरेश।
बढ़िया, मैं ट्रेन में पासीघाट जा रहा हूँ। उसका
ओके
समाधान
ओके।
क्या है?
जी।
सर नमस्ते, पंकज गुवाहाटी से।
अरे मैंने कहा गुवाहाटी नरेश। गुवाहाटी नरेश एक ही है मेरी नजर में। नमस्ते।
इसका समाधान क्या है? जो
इसका
हजारिका सर
समाधान,
बोले, उसका समाधान क्या है?
इसका समाधान है, सही में जानना चाहते हैं तो इसका समाधान ये है कि जो व्यक्ति के अधिकार का हनन हो रहा है, वह व्यक्ति अपने अधिकार को प्राप्त करने की चेष्टा पूरी तरह से करे। राजनैतिक रूप से करे, कानूनी रूप से करे, अपनी योग्यता के रूप से करे। इसका समाधान यही है कि चुप नहीं रहना है। जिसका हक मारा जा रहा है वो बोले।
कोई गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंटेशन हो सकते है?
गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंटेशन हो चुका है। हमारे लोगों ने लिखा है कि भैया इन पदों पर रससात भैषज कल्पना और द्रव्यगुण के व्यक्तियों की ही नियुक्ति हो, लेकिन इसका कोई ऑर्डर नहीं जारी हुआ है।
ओके ओके
भाई
ओके, वो
किसी
प्रोसेस जारी
आईए
रहना
आप
चाहिए।
ये बताइए, किसी आईएएस को एसपी का चार्ज मिलता है या किसी आईपीएस को डीएम का चार्ज मिलता है? जिसका जो कैडर है उसी को मिल रहा है ना। ये तो हम गड़बड़ी करते हैं ना बीच में।
हमारे यहाँ सेक्रेटरी जी भी आईएएस नहीं है।
वो तो ठीक है कि हमारा एक हमारा सेक्रेटरी जो है वो ब्यूरोक्रेट का नहीं है, टेक्नोक्रेट है।
तो देखो, वो
तभी तो
कुछ
हमारा
भी हो
इतना
सकता
विकास
है
हो रहा है।
दुनिया में। दुनिया
जी
में कुछ भी हो सकता
जी जी। लेकिन अब ये सही बात है, ये समस्या है कि विषय विशेष की पारंगता के व्यक्ति को वह जिम्मेदारी न दे करके प्रिय व्यक्ति को दी जाती है, तो वहां समस्या हो जाती है। सर,
सही, बिल्कुल।
हाँ।
तो पुनः आपको अवसर देने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आयुष समृद्धि जी को और डॉक्टर पवन कुमार शर्मा जी को। ये बुलंद आवाज गूंजती रहनी चाहिए और नियम कानूनों में तो परिवर्तन होगा ही, अगर सभी लोग चाह लें तो। आवाज
बिल्कुल
उठानी
सही
पड़ेगी,
कहा।
जैसे कि डॉक्टर
हम्म
पंकज बोल रहे हैं कि समाधान क्या है, तो समाधान यही है कि आवाज
हम्म
उठाइए।
हम्म।
बिल्कुल।
हमारी अगली वेबिनार आयुष आयुर्वेदिक धूमपान टू क्विट स्मोकिंग है। कल हम दो करने जा रहे हैं अग्निहोत्र पर, और हाउ एंड वाई टू कंडक्ट क्लिनिकल ट्रायल्स फॉर आयुर्वेदिक प्रोडक्ट्स। कल दो हैं। हमारी परसों फिर तीन वेबिनार हैं। एनसीआईएसएम सिलेबस के अनुसार प्रसूति तंत्र की जो चल रही है उसमें अंतर्मुखी योनि व्यापक। उसके बाद वर्ल्ड किडनी डे है, तो किडनी पे आयुष के एक्सपर्ट्स। और उसके बाद फिर रिवर्स डे है। तो सभी एक पूरा ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम में हम लोग कवर करते हैं। इसी के बाद जस्ट 10 बजे के बाद दूसरी वेबिनार हम शुरू करेंगे। मैं आनंद जी को बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। और अगली बार से हर गुरुवार मेरे लिए है, ये वादा चाहता हूँ। साथ में देखिए, कभी कभी नहीं आ पाए, नहीं आ पाए, उसमें कोई बुराई नहीं है। लेकिन आप मेरे को होस्ट रहेंगे इसमें, और आप मुझे बताएंगे कि इसमें किस किस विद्वान को हमको बुलाना। क्योंकि
जी
होस्ट
जी
और को होस्ट दो ऐसे चीज रहती हैं कि उनको सबसे ज्यादा बोलने का समय रहता है। तो को होस्ट आप होस्ट में, और हम लोग अच्छे अच्छे विद्वानों, क्योंकि वो आईआईटी वाले कितना सुंदर बोले थे, बोलिए आप।
बिल्कुल सही।
पार्थ सुमेर।
हाँ, डॉक्टर प्रोफेसर पार्थो राय, प्रोफेसर सुमेर सिंह और प्रोफेसर सुदीप्तो भट्टाचार्य।
हाँ। तो
निश्चित रूप
ऐसे
से।
अगली वेबिनार में हम लोग क्वालिटी कंट्रोल, व्हाई क्वालिटी कंट्रोल इज नेसेसरी फॉर आयुर्वेदिक प्रोडक्ट्स, सावरीकर जी को यदि इनवाइट करें तो कैसा
बिल्कुल
रहेगा?
अच्छा रहेगा। मैंने कहा है कि उनका फील्ड इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन पर बहुत ज्यादा है और बहुत अच्छी उनकी ओपिनियन है। इस पर उनको रिक्वेस्ट किया जाओ। देखिए, बड़ा अच्छा लगा कि आप नॉर्थ ईस्ट से लेकर के डीप साउथ तक के भी ऑडियंसेस रहे और उन्होंने क्वेश्चन पूछा, और बनारस से भी वैद्यराज शामिल रहे। तो ये तो पूरा आपका ऑल इंडिया अप्रोच तो दिख रहा है।
जी जी जी, तो इसीलिए
जी।
मैं चाहता हूँ।
ओके सर। धन्यवाद,
थैंक यू
नमस्कार।
आनंद जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच। पार्टिसिपेंट से मैं बोलूंगा, प्लीज स्टे विद अस फॉर आवर नेक्स्ट वेबिनार, आयुर्वेदिक धूमपान टू क्विट स्मोकिंग। थैंक यू
वैद्य
ऑल।
राज ही नहीं, वैद्य राज ही नहीं, वैद्य रानी भी है।
हाँ
अरे जय
मैडम, मैंने आपका
हो,
नाम देखा, आपको बहुत बहुत प्रणाम।
जय
मैं तो
भैया
हो।
डॉक्टर
मुझे
भोला को ही समझ रहा था। प्रोफेसर
जहां से
रानी
जो
सिंह जी
मिलता
भी
है
हैं।
मैं लेने के लिए इच्छुक रहती हूँ।
नहीं, ये तो
पता
शुरू
ना
से ही
चले
है।
बात अलग है, नहीं तो मेरे को सुनना अच्छा पसंद।
डॉक्टर पवन शर्मा सर, मैं ये कहना
अभी
चाहूंगा कि जब मैंने
मैंने बीच में
2006
ही
में यहाँ
देखा।